station working for you. This is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
A COVID-19 surge like we've never seen. A record number of new cases breaking another threshold. What you need to be on the lookout for, and the testing sites available so you can stay healthy.
This is so important because there's great jobs out there. People don't realize that companies are still hiring.
Free job training for those changing careers because of COVID-19, how one organization is trying to help amid the unemployment crisis.
The race for the White House still ongoing, no winner yet. Where everything stands tonight.
I think it helps. I think it really does help.
IMPD releasing video of an officer involved shooting. What community members think this will do for their relationship with the department and the impact it could have on violence in the city.
Welcome into the news at 6 on WRTV. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Once again, the state shatters a COVID-19 record, the highest number of cases in a single report. And for the first time, it's more than 4,000 new cases. Today, the Indiana Department of Health confirms 4,462 additional cases of the coronavirus. 196,176 people in Indiana have been diagnosed with COVID-19 since the pandemic began. And the State Department of Health also reports 45 additional coronavirus deaths. A total so far of 4,269 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. Also tonight, a record number of people hospitalized due to COVID-related issues. Data from the state shows as of yesterday, 1,948 people in the hospital, either with the coronavirus or symptoms that could turn out to be COVID-19. 28.5% of Indiana's ICU beds are available, which is fewer empty beds than yesterday.
With COVID-19 cases and deaths surging, and as we head into flu season, we want to remind you of some of the similarities and differences between the coronavirus and the flu. The viruses have similar symptoms. The CDC says both COVID and the flu cause fever and chills, coughing, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, sore throat, runny and stuffy nose, body aches, and headaches. One difference is that flu viruses can cause mild to severe illness. COVID-19 seems to cause more serious illnesses in some people. Other signs and symptoms of COVID-19 different from the flu may include a change in or a loss of taste and smell. Also, if a person has COVID, they may be contagious for a longer period of time than someone with the flu.
Amid the sharp increase in COVID-19 cases in Indiana, the state is also testing people for the coronavirus at a high rate. In today's report from the Department of Health, the state confirms more than 13,800 people with new tests. Now, this is one testing site that anyone in the state can go to. It is located in downtown Fishers at 3 Municipal Drive. You need to sign up to get tested here. To do that, go to fishers.in.us/testing. Again, you don't have to be a Fishers resident, but everyone needs to sign up before they go to this location. Again, sign up is at fishers.in.us/testing. And there are many places around the state where you can get tested for COVID-19. To find a testing location near you, go to our website, WRTV.com, and click on this story under our coronavirus resources section. There you can find testing sites by county and see where they are on a map. And in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19, the state of Indiana has a face mask mandate in effect. That means you must wear a face covering in most public settings. On top of that, it is recommended that you practice social distancing in public, staying at least 6 feet away from others. These practices are especially important since Governor Eric Holcomb still has Indiana in stage 5 of his reopening plan, and he has not indicated that we will move back to previous more restrictive stages despite the increase in COVID cases and deaths. And not everyone is wearing their face mask properly. Here's the CDC guidance on how to wear your mask the right way. The agency says you should wear masks with 2 or more layers. Wear your mask over your nose and mouth and secure it under your chin. Masks should be worn by people 2 years and older. But children under 2 should not wear a mask.
Well, the coronavirus is still impacting many businesses to the point where they are laying off workers. Today, the Department of Labor released first-time unemployment claims in Indiana. And for the week ending October 31st, 13,900 Hoosiers filed for unemployment for the first time. That's up from the week of October 24th, when about 13,400 people in Indiana followed for unemployment. Again, for additional perspective here, more than 27,000 people in Indiana have filed for unemployment for the first time in the last 2 weeks alone.
As thousands of jobs have been impacted by the pandemic, one organization is trying to help people bounce back. WRTV's Stephanie Wade shares this resource you can take advantage of right now.
COVID-19 has left many people jobless, forcing them to look for more work and potentially change careers. Well, the Washington Township Adult Education Program is offering free job skill training right now to any Marion County resident impacted by the pandemic. Graduating high school.
It's confusing. Like a lot of directions you can go.
Cade Johnson didn't know what he wanted to do.
I like to use my hands. I like to be able to, you know what I mean, do things with my hands instead of sit down and waste time.
So he decided to participate in the Washington Township Adult Education Program, training in welding.
It's a lot faster and it's something I had interest in. Helped me get a skill up and helped me get a good credential whenever comes time for me to come get a job.
Now he's certified through the American Welding Society with a starting wage of $18 to $26 an hour.
Some of our more popular trainings are in the medical field, including dental assisting, certified medical assisting, pharmacy tech. We have a lot of opportunities in the IT field.
The program serves about 1,800 students a year and offers a range of career training in high-wage, high-demand industries set by the Indiana Department of Workforce Development.
We're trying to find people who are unemployed or even underemployed, so they're not working full-time or they're not working in a high-wage or high-skill demand job.
Because of COVID-19.
We're having people who are coming to us from the hospitality industry, the restaurants who are really struggling to get the hours they used to get, and they're deciding to make that change at this point in their life.
Moving a lot of training online to adjust for COVID, the program says they've actually been able to reach more people than before who had barriers with transportation or childcare. The city of Indianapolis has also supported the program with additional funds, trying to get people to enroll this session by November 15th.
It feels a lot better, whereas if I didn't do anything, I'd have nothing to show for the time. So now I have something to show for myself.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
If you don't have a high school diploma, they can actually pay for your high school equivalency exam. They've never been able to do that in the past. Plus, they have free classes and tutoring sessions to help anyone who needs that basic credential, including English language classes. The goal of our Hiring Hoosiers effort is to always make sure you know what employment opportunities are available to you. Let's get to the job feed. Crosspoint Power and Refrigeration is looking for a service technician to work in the Indianapolis area. It's a Monday through Friday schedule with some weekend and night shifts. Zionsville Community Schools has custodial cleaning jobs available. Pay is between $10.50 and $13 an hour. Benefits are available. Cornerstone Autism Center is hiring ABA therapists as they expand to Avon. You would work with children or young adults with autism on decreasing problem behaviors and increasing functional behaviors. Learn more about these jobs and find other open positions by going to the job board on hiringhoosiers.com and the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page.
Right now, the Colts are in the process of contact tracing after a staff member tested positive for COVID-19. The team says they found out about the positive case this morning. The staff member is now in self-quarantine and under the care of team doctors. The Colts held a walk-through workout today at the team facility, but held team meetings virtually. The Colts are following the NFL's intensive protocol.
We want to remind you that this is November because it sure doesn't feel like it out there. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s today. It's definitely warm enough for people to be biking in downtown Indy, as you can see in the video that just played. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here. And Kevin, how long will this weather last? At least hopefully through the weekend.
4 or 5 more days. How about that? We are on a roll and will continue to be. If you want to ride your bike tomorrow or Saturday, the wind will be light. That's always much more enjoyable, right, when you're not plowing into the wind. 62 in Fishers, 64 in Martinsville. I'll let you check out other metro area temperatures now. Just to show you, the warmer air sits to our west. We had cloud cover today. That kept temperatures below 70 in most spots, but we cannot be held back over the next several days. We'll push record warmth by the time we get to Sunday. There's your temperature trend tonight, down to 45 first thing in the morning. Sunny and 71 for the high tomorrow. We'll focus on your weekend forecast coming up.
Well, right now, we still don't know who is going to be in the White House come January. Neither President Donald Trump nor Joe Biden have reached the 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. At this hour, Biden has 253 electoral votes and President Trump has 214. Biden still trails in key battleground states of Pennsylvania and Georgia, but is gaining a lot of ground in both states as the ballot counting continues there. President Trump must win Pennsylvania and several other states to be able to reach 270 electoral votes. If Biden wins Arizona and Nevada, both states where he is currently leading, he will reach 270 votes. We'll learn more about the ballot counting in Arizona at 9 p.m. ABC News will have a primetime 2020 election special tonight. It starts at 10 p.m. Indiana's 5th District congressional seat remains in Republican control. Republican Victoria Spartz has defeated Democrat Christina Hale in a tight race. Spartz has served in Indiana State Senate since 2017 and will now replace the retiring Republican Susan Brooks. You can find all of Indiana's local election results as well as keep tabs on the race for president right now at WRTV.com.
New dramatic video just released today of an officer-involved shooting that left one man injured. It happened back in September on Pleasant Run Parkway. That's on the city's east side. Today, IMPD is releasing video to the public, giving us a chance to see exactly what happened that afternoon that led to police firing a weapon. The police chief hopes it's a step toward greater transparency. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum shows us the video and explains the impact some community members think it will have.
Community leaders say videos like this are exactly what they're looking for as they call for more transparency from IMPD. They say the key now will be consistency. This is the video and the audio from the afternoon of September 20th. Police were called out for a disturbance at this apartment complex. Video shows two people fire at each other right as officers walk up.
A lot of times when we get those kind of calls, things have already happened. You're kind of coming into after the fact. This time, they're coming in right as this thing started.
The footage then shows officers draw their weapons.
There's a shooter in that car who just shot at us.
Police say officers initially thought he fired at them, so they fired back, hitting him in the arm. The investigation later determined he did not shoot at officers, only the woman in this video. You then see officers providing aid to the man and the woman he's accused of shooting. The whole thing caught on camera and now released to the public.
I think it helps. I think it really does help.
Pastor David Green Sr. is the president of the Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis, a group that's been pushing for increased transparency from IMPD. This video is something he thinks will help build trust between the community and the cops.
Now, if somebody's seen that, they can share, hey, this is what we want to see in our police department.
But he also says the department can't pick and choose which incidents to release footage of. And he hopes this is a new standard for all critical incidents.
If we have another police action shooting tonight, you can't come out and say, we're never going to release that footage. That's what creates doubt in the minds of community members.
But Chief Taylor says that won't be the case. While it may take time after an incident occurs, he does hope to release footage for future incidents as well.
I don't like the community to wonder about what the department is doing and what the officers are doing.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
And we will have the full video on our website, WRTV.com. 2 people are facing charges in this case, and the officer who fired his weapon is still on administrative leave. Starting next year, the Citizen Review Board will help investigate cases like this. There's concern in Indiana right now that Latino students are less likely to go to college or trade school. We show you the effort to close the educational gap next.
2 teams practicing, one with a season ahead, one having to wait much longer than expected. Coming up in sports, we head to the Butler campus where fall sports aren't quite what they're used to this year.
And we'll focus on our next chance of rain. It doesn't arrive until the middle of next week, and what comes after the rain.
Welcome back. Tonight, there's a major concern that Latino high school students in Indiana are less likely to go to college or attend trade school. The push to close the gap is behind the effort from the Indiana Latino Institute to make sure families and neighborhoods are stronger. WRTV's Rafael Sanchez reports on the online opportunity offered today.
Online, 1,200 students statewide zoomed into their future plans. For the first time, the Indiana Latino Institute held its annual education conference virtually because of the pandemic.
Education is the power to move forward.
See what pathways exist, in particular for
students had a chance to visit a number of digital sessions to learn about college and financial planning, both in Spanish and English. The conference also made available 25 schools looking to recruit and companies seeking their future workforce.
To be at the table means we have to be prepared. It's not just only have a seat, but be prepared to raise our voices.
Unlike previous years, the gathering for this venue was quite different, but the goals were the same. For Hoosier students to dream bigger and to do better in the future. Working for you, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
I'll start by saying sunny, warm, and dry. There, I've just described the next 4 days. That didn't take long. We're going to have a beautiful stretch of weather. Maybe record temperature on Sunday will be within 1 degree, it looks like. Since it's going to be sunny, warm, and dry for the next 4 days, let's jump for a second to when we might see a change in this pattern, and that will be, I think, sometime Tuesday. Notice I said sometime. It's debatable. The models haven't quite figured out whether this would be late afternoon or at night that we see a cold front that will bring a dramatic temperature shift through the state, but it will also generate some thunderstorms, and a couple could be severe. We'll have to keep our eye on that as we have a seasonal transition from temperatures that are well above average back into the 50s. Look at Tuesday, for example. Thunderstorm chances increasing into the evening and night, temperatures in the 70s, and then just 53 for the high on Wednesday, actually below average for this time of year. In the fall, we have just a little uptick in thunderstorms and severe weather potential. We don't quite call it a second severe weather season, but anytime you're making these seasonal transitions, can have some severe weather. I remind you, our Storm Shield app is free. It can be used for thunderstorms, or we get into winter weather here before long, but gives you control of your radar, gives you warnings to your phone. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, specific temperature forecast. The record, as I mentioned, on Sunday, 76. That was set back in 1999. Temperatures during the day tomorrow. Lower 70s north of Indy will all bask in sunshine and a south wind that will be around 10 miles per hour. 73 from Brazil to Shelbyville, and then temperatures as we go south of Indy still in the low 70s. A great night for Friday night football. No complaints there. Temperatures in the 50s. The 2 days, twin 75-degree high temperature Sunday and Monday. The record temperature on Monday also 76. Then we'll keep our eye on that potential for some strong storms Tuesday, which opens the door, at least temporarily, to much cooler weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Brought it in for a smooth landing. Amanda?
Looks very nice. Thank you, Kevin. The pandemic has forced changes to sports at every level. Some are getting into tournaments or just starting their practices, and some aren't having a season at all. Brad Brown visited the Butler University campus and found two teams working in very different situations.
On a crisp November night, the Butler women's soccer team gets in another solid session on the field.
Can we punish it?
All of this practice for a season that is not happening right now and still seems so far away.
Kind of doubling down on, well, practice needs to be super competitive, and we need to be going above and beyond in terms of forming that culture and that identity that we value so much.
BU's season was postponed by the pandemic, same across the board for fall sports. These players among thousands of student athletes that are left waiting, but still working.
Our coaches have done such a great job at just recreating that competitive environment and that atmosphere that we would have during a regular season or during a real game. And so we're coming to practice, we're getting after it, we're still competing.
It hasn't slowed the level of intensity for these Bulldogs. Coach Rob Alwyn's squad spent several months working out on their own. Players stuck at home in varying forms.
My backyard grass is really long and not the most ideal space, so I'd mostly be in my garage and slipped a couple times.
It's all about us every day. Being able to actually train harder more often during the week than we would in a regular season, where we're coming off typically a couple of games a week.
They will get a chance to play. They just don't yet know when. But the opportunity to just keep kicking is enough to keep their spirits up.
It's like we picked up right where we left off. We're just getting after it, and like we talked about, there's no really outside pressures or distractions right now. We just get focused on getting better and following the tactics, and nothing else that we have to worry about at the moment.
We have the opportunity to go play for a conference championship, national tournament set for the spring as well. So I don't think there's much more motivation needed.
Meanwhile, inside Hinkle Fieldhouse, the Butler men's basketball team is on track for a season that's still being assembled.
It's been hard, but it's been good. We got a bunch of new guys, so obviously the time that we missed in the summer was an important time for us, but just getting to learn each other's game, trying to mesh as well as we can. Short time to do that.
Now, with some games on the calendar, the Dogs can look forward to meaningful minutes on this court very soon.
We've been locked in from all together as a team, but like I said, number 25th having that date on it, but seeing the opponent, knowing who we're going to play, definitely got us more excited as opposed to just playing with each other against each other every day.
Butler will open on November 25th against Western Michigan. The Big East schedule starts at home on December 14th. The BU women's team has their Big East home opener on for December 4th. Both schedules will continue to get filled out in the weeks ahead. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
We had clouds today, but sunshine on layaway for tomorrow. Temperatures back in the low 70s. Great way to end the week. Mark and Amanda?
All right, Kevin, thank you. And thank you for making WRTV your choice for news here at 6.
Join us again for the news at 7. And don't forget ABC News' 2020 election special that begins at 10 p.m.